This leather watch band is probably one of the most superfluous purchases I've ever made. I wanted to start thinking of myself as more mature and start taking my work more seriously. So I thought of how executive types often have leather watch bands. Having the leather watch band is really just a token or a reminder to start acting more mature, taking days like today where it's just stacked with meetings. And instead of being like, God, I'm just mucking through meetings all day, thinking of it as my executive day. The annoying thing of having so many meetings is people can often cancel or reschedule or decide not to show up for meetings. This is one of the things I need to work on. Rather than get frustrated by that, let's take it as a gift. Now I have an hour to get work done. I think the thing I need to get better at is workload management, time management, prioritization of work. I also need to get better about how I work with people, where I don't get as frustrated with people or frustrated when people prioritize their own time or their own work over time and work that involves me, i.e. meetings that are scheduled with me. And I think that what that comes down to is me getting clear on what's the work that matters and what matters most about that work. Like, if it's a podcast episode, what matters most is putting out the strongest episode. And if that means me doing the research, organizing the episode, then so be it. Video and audio, Digiday Media. Kamiko, what do you think? Should Digiday cut off Google search?
Hey.
Oh.
Yeah, I was stress sweating.
Glad I'm recording.
What? Part of my problem is that I romanticize professional athletes too much, or thinking like corporate jobs can be like professional athletes' jobs, where I think of an NBA player who can just focus on practice, training, the game. Like, they can just focus on the one thing. But that's not necessarily true, because you think of the top players and, like, yes, they do focus on that stuff, but they often have other businesses that they're managing. Now, granted, they have teams to help them with that. But I don't know that it's true that they only focus on the sport that they play. What am I getting at? I think I just want to do a better job of focusing on the different parts of my job and managing the different parts of my job so that I'm not always feeling like I'm just ping-ponging back and forth, which I guess gets at the bigger question of what do I want my job to actually be. job of reframing my life to focus on the parts I like in order to turn my ideal life into my real life today. I think that's because, honestly, my ideal life doesn't involve being management. I don't actually want to be an executive. I just want to make stuff. So here's what I didn't like about today. It's not just that I was so unhappy throughout the day, but I was so unappreciative throughout the day. The thing I need to work on is learning how to appreciate even the frustrating things. Did I want to spend 45 minutes to an hour editing a podcast teaser clip? Not really. But a decade ago, when I was writing 6 blog posts a day, would I have preferred to edit a podcast teaser clip? Absolutely. 2 decades ago, when I was working retail folding t-shirts, would I have preferred to edit a video? Absolutely. So I just needed better perspective on things. But I think the only way that I get that perspective is by reflecting. And by using, hopefully, these videos to reflect it all back on me. And then maybe taking some time out to reflect on what I'm reflecting back to myself. I don't even know if I'm making sense anymore. Hopefully tomorrow we do better.